I'm Joanna Garzilli. You're watching Life Stories. Today, my guest is bhoward, award-winning, multi-platinum recording artist and performer. It is an honor to have you on the show, B. Welcome.
I'm glad to be here. I love your accent, by the way.
I love your accent. That's how we feel, the Brits versus right, with the Americans.
Right.
So talk to me about star sign. What star sign are you?
Wow, that's so random. No, I am an Aries, actually.
An Aries.
Born in April 2nd, yeah.
Do you believe in astrology?
I believe in some things. I noticed some things, but I've never really understood. Maybe you could tell me something about that.
Well, Aries is the fire sign, and Aries is known for being very, very creative and extremely focused. And sometimes they can be a little bit headstrong, maybe a tiny bit stubborn, but that's really good for setting boundaries. So does that sound a little bit like you?
It sounds pretty accurate. Yeah, it sounds pretty accurate.
So speak to me about where you grew up, where you went to school.
Well, I grew up in, LA and Chicago. I was born here, Beverly Hills, Cedars-Sinai. Then I went to school in Chicago for some time, in a private school with Marvel College Prep, and I kind of lived back and forth between here and there.
Were you studious, or you didn't like going to class?
I loved class. I like learning. I like being there, and I was always, kind of prided myself in always being number one in the class. So I was study hard and do the best I can. And one time I really cried badly because I came back with a B or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a whole asthma attack behind it.
So it was important for you to do well.
Absolutely. Doing well and doing the best I can and making my family and my peers proud of me. That's all I wanted to do. That's my most important thing.
So for you, really, that connection with family is something that really drives you. Yeah,
I like, most of every generation, there's, someone, before, like that. And you always try to be the best you can for that generation, for them to be, wow, I'm proud of him, he's doing his thing. I always wanted to do that. I used to do things for my family to be proud of me. And as I grew older, I wanted to be proud of myself. I wanted to, set my own set pace and feel good about it.
Was music, were you able to do that at school? Or was that something outside of school?
I was able to do it later on in school. Later on, a lot of the teachers and stuff, they recognized that I really was good at music. So they put me in certain classes, and sometimes I'd sneak off into the concert choirs and, and we'll just play in the little practice rooms and stuff and make songs like that.
And when did you first start singing? As a kid, were you in your room and you'd go and just sing and perform in the mirror?
Yeah, I was, wow, it's good questions. I was always practicing when I was a kid. I would sing and I'd sing in the mirror and be backstage and I'd play on the piano and make different stupid songs and stuff when I was little. When
you were little and you were doing that, do you feel you were just in an imaginary feel-good experience, or was some part of you visualizing that you were going to be on stage in sell-out arenas?
I wanted to be a star. I wanted to be the best of the best, and I wanted to really show the world something new, something special. And that's what I used to do when I was dancing around when I was little or something. It was that was my thing. I just wanted to do it. And I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. And
did you do that with friends of yours as well when you were young?
Yeah. I did that with some friends and family. We'd all do our thing. And we'd be singing down the street, going to the mall or something. And, or just dancing around.
Were there any musicians who were an inspiration for you as a child that have helped shape where you've gone with your music?
Yeah. There's people like the Gerald Levert, the Jacksons, Mickey Howard, Shaka Khan, Howard Hewitt. Those people were direct influence, really.
And then any actors, any movies or TV shows?
I love movies. I love movies. I like some. I was a big action fan, like with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those guys and Wesley Snipes. I liked horror films especially.
What was your favorite horror movie as a kid that really scared you?
Um, I don't know. They always change. They always change up. I think it was I saw a movie called Saw that really scared me. Saw scared me. Things like that. It was really off scary.
Do you know why you like being scared, or why you liked being scared?
Oh, I don't think I'm ever really afraid. I don't think those things are realistic. I think people are generally good, so I just watch these movies. It's just fun. Kind of scary, but it's just like,
What's the most challenging experience that you went through in your teenage years, and how did you come out the other side of it stronger?
Oh, well, some of the most challenging things have been growing up and stuff. There would be like people around sometimes that would just like, pick on you and bully you, and there's some other very sensitive things that I had to deal with, like early on in my life that affected me later. But I got over it because I look at the best of people, and
Why do you feel you, on a soul level, why do you feel that you went through those difficult experiences?
it's really like heavy, I feel like I go through experiences to be able to learn from them and become a better person. Like Slumdog Millionaire, he knew all the best right answers from all the bad things that happened to him. So yeah, a lot of things happened really early.
Talk to me about before you became a performer, a recording artist, that you started writing songs for a number of very, very notable musicians.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about for you?
So I wanted to learn, of course I was going to sing. I always wanted to sing and stuff like that. But I know I wanted to earn my own and be able to have a rapport with my peers. And you don't do that being a second hand of something, or a second wind of a family or whatever. You have to be in it. You have to be in the thick of things and stuff. So I sleep in the studios. I took a year. I waited for.
You said you sleep in the studio?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd be on that couch. Like a lot of people would say, he's on every couch in the industry, because I really was. Like no one knew exactly like, what is he doing? Why is he? But he always leaves and he comes back clean. But he never asks for money. What is going on? But I wanted to earn myself, and I wanted to learn my craft. I learned how to engineer my own sessions instead of waiting for people. And even then, like some of my peers, like were growing up and stuff, they would kind of give me they want to party. So they want to party, and they'll give me their whack guys, or the guys that they didn't think were so good, and just throw them on me. But these people were how I got my practice. They would bring me pizza, and they'd give me money and stuff for recording or producing. So that's why I learned work ethic, and I'd be called at like 10, 11 in the morning, at night when it's bedtime, and I'd be in the studio until like 6 or 7 in the morning. Like those are the most exciting times, because you meet everybody, you learn this, and then everybody respects you. The main people respect you.
So you got paid in pizza and
some cash and cash.
Well, initially pizza
yeah.
And a little bit of cash. And then when was that first deal of being written the check, and how did that feel for you?
My first real check, even though I sent my song to someone and they picked it up, but my first real check was when I did something with Epic Records. So I was working with Epic and Sony on their artist Genuine, and they gave me a really nice check, and Def Jam, they gave me a real nice check. So then after that, I felt like, yay, I'm the guy. I felt really excited. And I flew out to LA because I was traveling, and I was in the East Coast at the time. So they flew me to LA to work, and I was in LA, and the limo had my name on it, no one else's, and the place was for me, and everybody was there for me and what I did, and knew nothing else. And that was the happiest time in my life, because I had my own personal, real experience for me. That was the best. And I felt like I earned it.
Talk to me about Night and Day.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that come about for you. And you have, and I notice in all your music, you have this signature sound that is there. It's like your signature that's in there throughout.
Okay. So Night and Day it came when a friend of mine, Des, we were at my place. And we were in my place. I was living in Calabasas at the time. And we were going through, and it was kind of like, I had charted, I was number 11 on Billboard with the Don't Say You Love Me, blah, blah, blah. I'd go to the MTV Awards, I'd go to all the awards, and then everybody would be so happy that I'm there and cool, but I'd go to BET Awards or something like that, and it was like, oh, what up, bhoward? It's just like, oh, and I was like, man, why don't they like me? Do they not like me? What's going on? He's like, and he told me the truth, and it was like, you produce for a lot of urban artists, like from Neo, Trey Songz, and all these other guys, and you do this, but you haven't given the urban community or that R&B community any songs from you, really, since maybe Halfway Dance Floor. I was like, you're actually right. You're actually right, and I would need to create something genuine for the crowd, for the crew, stuff like that. So I was like, what could I do that would be, not so far-fetched from what I do and what my audience and my fans, would accept, but something that would be dope. And we're going through songs, and I was like, why not do Night and Day? And I love Night and Day because Night and Day is like, it's I'll Be Sure classic. He's forever, he's mogul, writer, artist, everything. He's one of my favorite people. I know him for a while, and it's like one of my favorite people, one of my favorite songs, and it's something I could revamp that resonates not only with, urban, but with my pop audience, for everyone. And it would be really cool to do that. And it was like, and it just so happened that it was the anniversary of the song coming up. I was like, dude, I have to do this. And I called LV, and I was like, do you like the idea so far? He's like, oh man, it's great, young mogul. He talks really like that. It was cool. And I did it, and I was really surprised, and I was really thankful for how well it was received.
Talk
globally.
To me. Yes.
I had no idea.
Talk to me about how, because it has there's literally, my experience of it is, it's like all the cells in my body, if I was feeling a little bit low, it's just like joy. It feels like pure joy. And it feels like it elevates one's heart as well.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about what it's been like, the fans' response to it, and then what has it been like performing it in front of a large audience?
Yeah.
What is that experience for you, and how do you see the fans, them experience it?
Performing it first is wild, because that kind of tempo song I never thought I wasn't sure how it would work as a performance, and it just fits so well, and it vibes so well in the environment, and in the arena I've been performing in like those big places. It just resonates really well, and the fans, like, they enjoy it. People love it. I don't just call, fans are fans, but I love people, and it reaches the people, and it reaches their hearts and elevates them, because like, I feel like they can feel you. When you put your energy in the music, you put yourself in the music and your purity into your music, people can feel that, and it resonates within them, and it inspires them,
Talk to me about going on the road when you do a tour. Yeah. How do you keep yourself grounded and centered?
A lot of things is, I think I credit that a lot to, my growing up in my environment and stuff. I don't have any desire to do anything anyway that much, but my job. I love doing my job. But there's a lot of things, and it's very dangerous for young men and women too, but it's young men in this industry to be able to conduct themselves properly, not only in the United States, but overseas, because you never know what each rules are in different countries. You never know what it is. Some people can get in trouble for doing the slightest thing, so I kind of just focus. I stay on my music, I go perform, I do my job, I go back to my hotel, eat my food, and if there's anybody that would love to come visit me, I love having people to come visit, and they bring their children sometimes, they bring their people, and I just love everybody. But
so you really include your people, your fans into you really have created a community, is what I'm hearing, versus being an inaccessible musician.
Right. It's more like a community. You know, there's a place and time for everyone, of course. But I love to see my fans. I love to see people. I love to meet everyone. I like people to get to know me as a person rather than, you know, just what you hear about me or what you know about me, you think you know about me. When you meet somebody as a person, it's vastly different and you get to experience them. And that experience they can take with them forever.
I want to know how, because coming from England and soccer and the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, what was that like, having be part of a song and performing that was for the World Cup? I mean, that blows me away.
Yeah. It was difficult to make that happen.
In what way?
It was a challenge. It's a challenge to get all the people involved. You know, from the beginning, from Mandela's camp and Jay Pri sending a letter and wanting to do the song with me, to the Soweto singers having the song, creating the song, and then having to go to Sony and then having them tell me they don't want certain people on there, they want certain other things on there, and then accommodating that to make it proper for the World Cup. And then after that, it was getting different people involved. From Wyclef, he's in one part of the world, one part of town. Jasmine Sullivan's in one part of the town. Having people from South Africa perform and sing from there, the Soweto singers, then bringing one of the artists who sang the original song for Mandela to the States, and then mixing it, and then finally having to get permission to have my own credit on the record.
How long did that take, that whole process?
The process was about a good month and a half.
Oh, that sounds fast.
A good month and a half.
You work fast.
A good month and a half is, I guess, but around the clock. A lot of people involved. A lot of people, you know. Shout out to Emmy, Johnny, and Dusko, and you know, all these people. All these people were involved to try to make this happen. You know, Jimmy, like everybody.
So speaking about your shout outs, who are 5 people that are the wind beneath your wings and in creating your legacy?
Wow. That is...
They can be living or past.
I know. It's just like, I don't want to cry. Like, seriously, it's like when you...
Tears of joy.
Like, no, it's like, I feel it right here. It's like, oh man, this is really tough for me. I had to say, you know, Elaine McMahon, Elaine Howard, Pam Howard, Michael Jackson, Joseph Jackson, and my mother. I mean, they're really important to me, and they protect me, and they kept me safe. And Gerald Levert you have no idea. It's like, there's a lot of people that I love that have passed, and that I feel like, you know, I miss them a lot. You know, I haven't deleted numbers from my phone. You know, I still have numbers in my phone, and I still think about everybody daily. And it's hard when you're going through life and you're constantly hearing about the same people or speaking about the same people that aren't with you anymore, they're not around. And it's like, you know, it's like, it's tough. And
how will you continue their legacy in these years ahead?
I'm doing my best. And like, everyone believed in me. And when they believe in you and someone believes in you, and you have to honor that to a degree and honor yourself at the same time, but you honor that and you do the best you can do, and hopefully, you know, everything goes well, and as long as you keep a good head on your shoulders. That's what I admire about all of them. They, you know, they had a good head on their shoulders, and even my mother, she had her pitfalls and whatnot, but at some point, you know, she gets herself together, and, you know, she's a great inspiration.
My last question to you is, what is one word that really sums up who you are and how you're transforming lives through your songwriting and your performing?
Angelic.
Wow.
That's what I feel.
That
Hope it's not weird.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Thank you, B.
Thank you.
I'm Joanna Garzilli. You're watching Life Stories. Today, my guest was bhoward, award-winning, multi-platinum winner, recording artist, performer. Check out his tracks, Night and Day, Lose Control, and all the other ones. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time.